Hey peeps, it's Tripl-L, and today I'm here to bring you Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia, Episode 12, my thoughts, my impressions, and holy hell peeps, my god, that fight scene. It was so dynamic, and let me just give you a bit of a background. I went into this episode and I thought initially, this is probably the last episode. I wonder how they're going to cover everything. And then I kind of see that it's a pretty slow episode, you know? And there's even little moments where I'm thinking, oh, this doesn't look right. I was honestly gonna come into this video, I was totally ready to tell you guys, hey, you know, this episode didn't look that great. And you know what? For the first half of the episode, it doesn't. Not really. Like, there's a lot of little moments you can see, like, it's kind of flat. There are some standout moments in the first half, like Shigaraki's crazy face. But overall, you know, I wasn't really feeling it, but then you see the fight and it's like, oh, that's where all the budget went. That's where it is. And when that fight starts going, even the music, when it like hits its climax and All Might's just destroying everything, it's honestly the best thing I've seen this season in terms of a dynamic fight scene. The fight was just incredible. You know, it dropped details. The art itself dropped details, and that was something that was consistent throughout the entire episode. The art wasn't as detailed as usual, but for the fight scene, if they had swapped over to a director who specializes in those kind of scenes, then it totally makes sense. He clearly specializes in less detail to the art. You know, take away money from everything else, put it all towards this fight scene, and it's just incredible because the camera is going all over the place. The camera is going upside down. It's just All Might and Nomu going at it. And like All Might says, 300 hits it took, and all 300 hits are like, wow, 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 did you see that? And then that final hit when it looks like Nomu's about to explode, he pops it out of that place. Everything was so nicely done. That fight scene was enough to make this video into just a reaction because it was a visual spectacle for the eyes. If you were here to get entertained, well peeps, you are entertained. That was excellent. I love that second half. Everything else with the art and animation is justified by that second half because, hey, at the end of the day, it's all about budget. Some things are going to be more expensive than other things, and if you have to cut corners just to make sure you can make this one really incredible thing with what limited resources you have, I can't fault you. They did it well. They skimped out when they could, and the payoff was worthwhile. So, with that out of the way, let's just talk about other little things in this episode. First, I like the recap because really I like anything that points to Deku and Tsuyu. You give me that and I'm a happy camper. The happiest camper. But you know, that's just the freaking recap. Oof. Overall, this episode was nice. I like the All Might characterization, and the flashbacks only went to support his characterization in that when All Might acts, he's really doing it because it's his duty. And we get the flashback reconfirming that All Might is afraid of most situations he steps into. But he has to be the one that puts on this face. He has to be the one that takes away the worries. That's what All Might is as the symbol of peace. Speaking of the symbol of peace, it's funny to see Shigaraki's characterization and how he calls All Might the trash of society, his whole idea of violence, because in the end, All Might's using violence, but All Might's using violence for the sake of putting down people who are being violent, so it just breeds more violence. And it's an interesting kind of debate or discussion, but at the same time, it's like, if the world was not violent in the first place, it would have been, you know, it would have been a non-issue. It's just there's no reason to be violent, and that's kind of what Shigaraki wants to do. He just wants to be violent for the sake of violence. So I think Shigaraki's points are very immature and they're kind of mute. You can't really... He makes a good point on the fact of using violence against violence, but after that it's pretty shallow. Regardless, Shigaraki is entertaining to watch, especially when he just gives away all of his pieces abilities, Bleach style. And All Might, of course, has to take advantage of that, which also leads to finally All Might overcoming the shock absorption. Man, that was great. So other little bits I can talk about was the music was used very well in this. I really like the music that plays when All Might speed blitz everyone and saves the kids and Aizawa. That was really good. And let's see. I also liked at the end where All Might did destroy the place that we saw Tokoyami kind of just beating up on this guy. And then we saw Tailboy also beating up on another guy. Tailboy is, really underutilized. And I do hope we get to see more of him in the future. Anyway, peeps, those are pretty much the things I wanted to cover. It was a good episode in terms of All Might beating down on people. It wasn't good on technical level for some of the art, at least in the first half. Yeah, it progressed through. All Might pretty much makes himself known. I had a lot of fun watching this episode, and I was really worried about this episode halfway through, but that scene at the middle with the fight going all over the place was great. This was pretty much just a build-up. It was also nice to see the characters coming in to help All Might, and the kids are useful. And I was actually really surprised to see Kirishima there and him trying to slash at one of the guys. That was nice. Overall, I'm very happy with this episode. Oh man, I can also talk about Deku. Deku is always telling Bakugo, "Oh, you're amazing," when it was actually All Might that saved him. That aspect of Deku is still there, and it's kind of jarring at those moments because he's fanboying over Bakugo, even though things have happened. But that's just Deku's character. Anyway, peeps, thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about this episode. Tell me how great it was. And if you liked what I had to say, chances are you might like what other things I have to say. So feel free to keep this channel in mind. Anyway, peeps, till next time, have a good day.